Well. What's good? It has been a minute. Now for the people that consume the videos when the chapter gets public. For my fast passers, hello. I decided to switch due to a request. So all the chapters and the reviews for said chapters for Purple Hyacinth will be released on Tuesdays of the chapter. So this week we have episode 78 titled Haunting Horrors. So spoiler warning for those who haven't read the most latest public chapter. Also, I did record this about 4 weeks ago and the file got corrupted, so I'm re-recording this today. I'm going to try to be as mindful as possible to not talk about FastPass stuff, but I have already read those chapters, so bear with me for a little bit. The other reviews for 79, 80, 81 have not been corrupted, so we're good, but for this one it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But let's get into it. Also, thank you so much for all the love recently. I've hit over the 500 subscriber goal that I had, so I do have to do the Chica dance. I'm still learning the dance, but people are subscribing quickly and I'm extremely grateful, so thank you very much. Also, if anyone was part of the Jeopardy night from the server in Discord, that was actually a lot of fun. Team Athena Simps, we had some clutch plays, so if you're from Team 5, let me know in the comments down below. I love to chat with you guys again. It was a lot of fun. I think it was on the 16th. Yeah, the 16th. Anyways, with the intro out of the way, let's actually get into this very, very horrifying and haunting chapter. So you actually get the callback to Belladonna's little thing about the different people that she misses hunting down, or who she takes down. Rich people, cheating spouses, scared quitters, double agents, and any bounties. We do know that someone has a bounty. Technically, Kieran has a bounty of, I think it was 10,000 since he stormed the tower, but we haven't really, I don't think we know anyone else that has a bounty. I'm sure Belladonna Davenport has a bounty on her, but I don't know if anyone can identify her. Granted, she's the only one with pink hair in the entire series, so just like her and Lauren are the really unique colors, like hairstyles, it's not that hard to identify them, but that's just, story logic. So our double agent is Kieran. There's obviously others, I'm assuming. And then we have rich people, cheating spouses, and scared quitters. I think we were theorizing that the scared quitter could be Sandman, the cheating spouse could be Mr. Evans, and rich people. I mean, there's plenty of rich people around to kill. And we finally get the reason why Kieran was so ticked off about the person that they were protective over. So we actually find out, well, we don't find out who the Chandelier man is, but we find out more about that incident that we've seen multiple times. I think it was in chapter 5 and one other chapter where we actually see the Chandelier, and it's cool to actually know and actually see the shots. I mean, Kieran's eyes, my goodness, they are filled with pain and regret and remorse, but he knows he has to do it, right? And this is also where we learn why he gets so triggered about the word monster, because this Chandelier man is the one that said, don't become that monster they want you to be. So this, what we witness in this chapter is the moment that Kieran takes on the full mantle of the Purple Hyacinth and tossing away his humanity. I'm assuming from this moment that we have witnessed in this flashback till at some point Kieran had completely lost his humanity, so this Chandelier man probably took care of Kieran when he was little. I want to say this happened after he came out. You guys remember that chapter where he was running in the gowns? I want to say he came out after that. Maybe Chandelier man picked him up, took care of him, got him a place. Maybe Chandelier man is the one that he's talking to when he's drawing, maybe? I don't really know what Kieran's timeline is, to be honest, because not to comment on Soph or anything, but sometimes Kieran looks extremely young and sometimes he looks extremely old. Even in this chapter, when he has the dead eyes, I can't tell if that happened directly after he kills the Chandelier man or it happened sometime in the future. But that's just me just not being able to gauge exactly what's happening. I don't know how Kieran using the blade here has significance in Kieran's whole motto of not using guns. I don't know if they've implicitly told that, But yeah, because we still don't even know why Belladonna chooses blades over guns too. Because we barely got a snippet of her flashback. And once again, we get to the chair, that chair. Maybe the portrait is, if it was the Chandelier Man, we would have seen it here, right? We would have seen it in this shot. But since the chair still continues to block the portrait, it's probably, I want to say it's his parents. I still think it could be Dylan, but I don't know. It feels like something that Kieran has drawn himself and is the biggest piece of his humanity that he's trying to frame and put in front view so that he's constantly reminded of it. And poor Lauren, this chapter in a sense is very reminiscent of 54 when they're both rummaging through their past, right? Except this is a more haunting, as the title says, a more haunting look at their past. Lauren figuring out, oh my gosh, like, my parents are the apostles, the ones that I'm hunting for. But Lauren makes a good case. How could they stand behind a psychopath like that? Technically, Lauren is standing, not behind, but right aside a killer, in fact. So, again, Lauren always is somewhat hypocritical of herself, so her pairing up with Kieran, even though Kieran seems to have a good heart, doesn't change the fact that he's done terrible things, right? Maybe the leader is under the same vein. And I really, really liked the shot of the papers. So the papers remind me of Lauren just saying alive, alive, right? That shot reminds me of, I don't know if anyone has seen Violet Evergarden, but in the OVA or the special episode, there's a shot very similar to Lauren here where Violet is on the ground surrounded by a bunch of letters. Completely different vibes. I don't want to go into Violet's one because that's spoilers, so I'll keep that there. But for Lauren, this is very reminiscent of her entire journey in the story, right? Lauren has always been surrounded by all the information that she's ever needed to find the truth. Yet she is the blindest of them all, right? She has access to all this information, yet she can't piece together the things that she needs to piece together because of her innate biases, right? She had never considered a possibility that her parents were the ones actually working with the leader. So her going back up into this attic again and again as new information is revealed kind of remarks that. It's a shame. I don't know what the paper cut actually signifies. I'm sure it's important, but I can't really put my thumb on it. And Dylan. So she kind of has somewhat of real confirmation, right? Up until this point, the only confirmation that she had was his hat was there and it was unarmed, right? And she's been holding on to his hat for this entire time, the past 10 years. But now it seems like Sandman knows exactly, he knows something about Dylan, right? Whether he's alive or whether he's not is up in the air, but the fact that he actually has information about Dylan where no one that she's ever talked to in the past 10 years had that is amazing for her and kind of revalidates her pain and struggle, right? Kim, not recently, but maybe like 10-15 chapters ago, said, you know, this pointless obsession that you've been going on for 10 years, when is it going to stop? But here is her validation that she was in the right, that her obsession and her drive to try to find out everything she can about Dylan paid off in some way. Granted, not in the way that she wanted, but at least something happened for her. And that's an amazing reveal, and I'm curious as to see how Lauren goes about all this, especially with, you know, her being called in. All right, Kieran knew that she would be a suspect, and here we are. We're going to go into, I'm assuming, our trial arc. I don't know how long the arc will be, but it's pretty interesting. I still think that March, right? He's still sus because it plays upon his speech that he had with Soleil, especially since he's not supposed to be contacting Lauren here. Yes, it shows that he has a side that he cares for Lauren, but still, he's literally going against his word that he said to look in on their co-workers to give Lauren this information. Granted, Lauren already kind of knew this information, but it creates a different dynamic here. So I always had this little suspicion, especially with how March had his speech in that chapter. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see more March coming up. But yeah, that is all for the chapter. Thank you so much for listening. And again, next week we will have 79, probably on Tuesdays. All right, see you later. Peace.